Hey guys, glad to have you along with me today. I got something in the Bible I wanted to break out and look at, and so I hope you join me. We're going to be looking in the Old Testament in the book of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 15, starting in verse 12. All right, here we go. If a fellow Hebrew sells himself or herself to be your servant and serves you for 6 years, in the 7th year you must set that servant free. When you release a male servant, do not send him away empty-handed. Give him a generous farewell gift from your flock, your threshing floor, and your winepress. Share with him some of the bounty with which the Lord your God has blessed you. Remember, you were once slaves in the land of Egypt, and the Lord your God redeemed you. That is why I'm giving you this command. But suppose your servant says, I will not leave you, because he loves you and your family, and he has done well with you. In that case, take an awl, push it through his earlobe into the door. After that, he will be your servant for life, and do the same for your female servants. You must not consider it a hardship when you release your servants. Remember that for 6 years, they have given you services worth double the wages of hired slaves, and the Lord your God will bless you in all you do. Guys, this is an interesting passage because it talks about, it's using the word servant here in the version that I'm reading from, but the basic idea is indentured servitude or slavery, you could even say. Back in biblical times, when this was written, that was the Hebrew tradition. If you got yourself into debt, you could sell yourself. But the law said, just like it said here, after 6 years, you had to be set free. And not only were you set free, you got given a generous gift. That was the way it was supposed to work. I don't know how often it actually worked that way, but that's what God commanded. And why did he do this? Why did he? Because that's what God did for us. The Israelites were slaves in Egypt. And when he set them free, when he bought them back, he made sure that when they left Egypt, that they were able to go up to their Egyptian masters and say, give me some gold, give me some silver, you owe me for all my service. And God made sure that the Egyptians gave it to them. They walked out of Egypt with the wealth of Egypt. Not all of it. Egypt was still a very wealthy place, don't get me wrong. But they walked away being gifted. And it's because of the grace of God. It's his power, his ability to influence the hearts of not just Pharaoh himself, but all the Egyptian people. That's amazing when you think about it. And then in here, I love how it gives this. It says, but suppose your servant says, I will not leave you because he loves you and your family and he's done well with you. And he provides this case. This is a ceremony you're going to do if your slave, your servant, your indentured servant, if he wants to stay with you or she. Here's what you do. And so you go through the ceremony, wham, he stays with you forever because he wants to. That's what he wants to do. And I want you to know, I want you to get the connection here because this is us and God. We owed a debt we couldn't pay. We sold ourselves to slavery to sin. And slavery to sin is something where it has no end until God buys us back. And all we got to do is say, God, I'm yours. I believe in you. I believe that you are. I believe that you reward anyone who comes looking for you. And ultimately, that reward is the gift of God himself. That we get to be his servant. And you know what? We sign on not just for 6 years. We sign on for eternity. And it's a beautiful thing because we love God. We love to be a part of his family. We are adopted sons and daughters of God the Father. We are joint heirs with Jesus. That's amazing. All of this from the slavery that we were in. Each and every single one of us was a slave to sin. That may be something a lot more obvious and longer term for some people than it is for others. But the point is, it doesn't matter. All it takes is one screw up, one sin, and we are a slave to sin. And I promise you, I've done a whole lot more than that. Guys, this is God. He buys us back. He redeems us. He makes us His. And it's so good under Him. He is so generous, so kind, so gracious that we want to sign up forever. We don't want to just be His for 6 years. This is a lifetime commitment and beyond into eternity. So guys, remember that. Our God, our King is gracious. He is good. He is kind. He is so generous. And we get to be His forever. So don't forget about that. Think about that today. All right, that's it, guys. I love you, and I will see you next time. Bye.